All right, man. The rumor is that Troy Weaver is going to be out. There's a rumor going around Detroit Pistons circles on the internet that Troy Weaver is out, and not me. Yeah, Troy Weaver is out, and Monty Williams will be back. And I think that sounded about right. I mean, it was some rumors I talked about um, a couple weeks ago about that as well too, where they was talking about that more than likely, James L. Edwards III, the writer for the Detroit Pistons, said that, Troy, they was basically saying that Troy could be out. Um, and that Monty can be back. And we know Monty is back because of monetary reasons. I mean, this simple is as simple as that. And at the end of the day, I mean, shit, it is what it is. They're not going nowhere. Because if he don't clean house completely, it's a wrap. And I was talking to B Taylor, he got mad because I said this on the Piston thread. The way Cade Cunningham is one of the biggest problems with this basketball team. Um, it's not him per se; it's what he allowed to do. If you allow him just to control the game and dribble the ball and handle the rock all day, and he do what the hell he want to do, and y'all not running no sets, you ain't gonna win no games. That's why nobody involved. That's why these dudes don't walk around with their pep and their step when he don't play. The ball is more fluid. And people talking about, well, he was saying, well, Jay Ivey can't score against G League players. That dude been tapped out. I'm playing for a guy who don't want me here. You know what I'm saying? That dude been ready to go. We been knew that on the internet. It's a wrap. And you got to remember too, by Monty Williams saying that he didn't want the job, and I guarantee the first offer was really good money. By him saying he didn't want the job, he didn't really think these guys was good enough. He probably wanted to go into a situation where it was more championship ready. He older. He don't want to have to develop a team. It's different to developing a team than now and 20 years ago. All these players got the same skill set. And, I kept it funky about some players like Jalen Durn. He ain't that good, right? He ain't that good. I'm going to be real with y'all. He ain't that good, dude. That dude don't play no defense. He lazy on defense. He always injured. And that's a common thing amongst a lot of their players. And I said the players they should keep was a Short Thompson and Marcus Sasser off the strength of their youth. They only been here a year, so they ain't completely, corrupted. But at the end of the day, Troy Weaver is just trying to compile some talent. That's what he doing. He trying to do what Brad Holmes is doing and do the best talent available. But I think he kind of get a pass from me, a small pass, and I don't give out too many passes. He just never was able to get the coach that he wanted, and that was messed up on his part. They basically gave him the GM job with strings attached. Simple as that. He never was able to get the guys that he truly wanted. I think he got some fantastic guys. It was just the coaches that picked these guys up. They wasn't about shit. Dwayne Casey wanted them to shoot threes at all costs. And Monty is just saying, "Kay, go do what you want to do with the rock. We don't care. Go do what you want to do. Pound the rock into the floor. Decide who gonna get the shots, man." I went to the Orlando game that was in Detroit. I think it was like in February or something like that. And one of the issues I had that Jay Ivey had it going. In the first quarter, he was hot as fish grease. Cade Cunningham never looked this way again. He started driving and shooting poor shots, and he determined when everybody get the rock. And at the end of the day, the offense, they not running sets. And I understand, not too many teams. I don't watch NBA like that no more, but not too many teams, not named San Antonio and Golden State, still run sets. Now, if you remember, when George Popovich was still coaching the USA team, they wanted him fired in the middle of the run because he was trying to run sets and he was trying to run plays. It versus traditional zone. That's how you do it. And they said, well, that's old school basketball. You got to understand, most of these guys not going to college. Or they're going to colleges for a year. And college is where is the university, well, literally and figuratively, for learning how to play basketball. When you go in against a traditional zone, you have to run sets. You just can't go out there, run up and down the floor with that long shot clock and these defenses get set. That's how they have parity, especially in the NCAA tournament, because the zone, if you can't shoot, then you have to be very methodical in how and run plays. You just can't run pick and roll. You can't just run Princeton style offense. You can't just kick and drive against the zone. That's why they don't allow traditional zone in the NBA. And I don't think they should allow any zone in the NBA. Just my humble opinion on things. But you have to learn how to attack that. You learn basketball schematics that way. Right now, a lot of these guys don't have any versatility and they don't learn basketball schematics, unfortunately. And they don't know how to play the game. They don't know how to run plays. They don't know how to. They all they know is pick and roll and some inbound plays. You watch the Pistons; they don't run no real sets. You know what I'm saying? They don't do anything. They don't do any. Even under Dwayne Casey, when Marvin Bagley was healthy under that, even him and Cade ran some really good pick and rolls when they both was healthy. You don't really see that with Cade and Jalen Duren. You see Cade going 1-on-5, taking a bunch of shots, and really not playing without the basketball. He is where the offense begins and starts at. And that was the big excuse Troy Weaver made in this open letter last year was we don't have Cade Cunningham. They got worse with him. They got worse because everybody's just sitting there as a catch and shoot guy, waiting for him to do something with the basketball, waiting for them to determine once he gets the basketball. Ivy ain't a catch and shoot guy. Ashore Thompson ain't a catch and shoot guy. Jalen Duren ain't a catch and shoot guy. Marcus Sasser, he can catch and shoot, but he better off the bounce, like a Benny Johnson. All these guys they got that can't catch and shoot, and they talking, well, let's build it around Cade Cunningham. Then you just need a bunch of catch and shoot guys. If you're not gonna post them up, you're not gonna run them off screens, you're not gonna let somebody else create for Cade Cunningham. If Cade Cunningham is gonna be the end all be all to create for everybody else, he need to get on. He need to get healthy for one. He need to be on the level of Giannis Antetokounmpo, and even Giannis Antetokounmpo get a rock up. Even Giannis Antetokounmpo get a rock up. Even Giannis Antetokounmpo get a rock up. So, with that being said, he ain't 11 LeBron, you know. So at some point, they gotta figure out a way where they can get in there and run some sets and get everybody involved. And most of these guys may not be back next year. They're gonna pay Cade Cunningham. I think that's a given, and hey, so be it. He didn't earn to get paid. Y'all can look at the numbers all y'all want to. I'm looking at the wins and losses and who flourishing under Cade Cunningham. And nobody's flourishing under Cade Cunningham. Nobody's flourishing under Cade Cunningham. Nobody's flourishing under Cade Cunningham. And y'all want to blame coaching? Yeah, we can blame coaching. He not making people get a rock up, or they not running the offense, and maybe something they can look into next year. But Troy Weaver, y'all can say he got a lot of responsibility in this game, and ultimately so. But it's just he got into a bad situation. He stepped into a role where Stefanowski was making some moves, and he didn't want the title of general manager. Okay, he stepped into a situation in where you know he didn't have complete control. He got down to Charles Lee, and it was another coach, and it was Kevin Ollie, which he ain't doing a great job in Brooklyn, but who would be doing a great job in Brooklyn right now, to be real? All right, he got into a situation where they overruled him, and basically he had his hands tied behind his back. And if he had his hands tied behind his back as far as picking the coach, who knows what type of control he had over player personnel. That's one thing that I don't think, at least over here, I don't know what everybody else doing because I don't really watch many Piston content creators. Don't have the time. But I don't know how many people ask this question. How much control did he had over the roster? I mean, one guy we really know he wanted was Jay Ivey. And that's why he went to Tom Gores to tell what's that kid's name? To tell Monty Williams to play Jay Ivey. So we know that's one guy that he valued. But we don't really know if he wanted Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, or Cade Cunningham. We don't know. We don't know if Killian Hayes was his pick. We know I think him and Dwayne Casey was the GM at the time, fell in love with Seiko Dubois. Maybe that more with Dwayne pick. Dwayne had more juice in the organization than Troy. We don't know how much control that Troy Weaver really had, and I think that's a question that really needs to be asked. We don't know how much control he really had. We don't know how much control he really had. That's crazy. You know, we don't know how much control he really had. So these are questions, but at the end of the day, we knew they're not gonna let Monty go. We knew it. That's too much money. Even they're not probably making the profits that they want to make, even though Piston fans have been low. But a lot of that attendance is going towards free tickets. If you go to the game, it's a bunch of high school kids and their parents there. Come on, it's a bunch of high school kids and their parents there. So they're giving away a lot of those tickets, and those tickets, a lot of them is dirt cheap. Let's just keep it 100% all the way funky. So at the end of the day, I really think hopefully Troy get a second chance. I think he deserves a second chance somewhere. No, I don't think all of his fault. He just came into a situation that was very dysfunctional. And if he get let go, and Monty Williams, everybody seen, and he been through a lot, man. His first wife passed. You know what I'm saying? What happened in Phoenix? They ain't doing too much better without him. Then he was gonna take some time off. Probably was done coaching, son, one of the top basketball players in the country in his class. And everybody, when you sit out here and this is why a lot of people just don't want to be honest. Because when you out here and you be honest about something like, oh yeah, it was the money. Now, what if he said it wasn't the money? Let's say he just had a solid salary, a really good salary, and this was the same result. Would nobody say he didn't care? No, nobody say he didn't have any passion. So when you are very transparent, it's a lot. That's the reason why a lot of people, a lot of these guys, a lot of these women, because the women don't respect the honesty. They always, they want to push back and all this type shit. That's why a lot of guys just you see it, I ghost them, or I don't feel like I owe her an explanation, or I'm not gonna tell her what's wrong because a lot of people they want to, try to manipulate or whatever like that. And when he was saying he signed for the money, I respected it. But the fans are just gonna sit here and poke holes and say, "Oh, Um, look here, bro. He don't care. He just here for the money, and that's all he really care about." And that's unfortunate for him. Y'all be wondering why people just be disingenuous, or they not honest, or they don't talk much, or they don't speak much. This is why people gonna run off with it. Maybe the roster wasn't good enough. They basically forced this man to take this job. In reality, they forced this man to take. And now people say, well, take a buyout, take a pay cut. Nah, y'all didn't pick my family up. We was in Phoenix, or we was probably about to move somewhere else. We wanted to move to you. You disrupted what I had going on. You disrupted what I had going on. I said again, you disrupted what I had going on. I was chilling. I was gonna take some time off, probably never coach again, to be honest. Ride off into the sunset, maybe coach when my son graduated, got out, got to the league or got to his career path or whatever, and I was gonna be done with it. So I don't blame him. When somebody force something, you force you to take it, and it's too good to be true. I feel like you got to take it. And that's just honest. So, um, but do I understand what they do? Absolutely not. About to pay that man all that money and walk away. But if I do feel like what they need to do, and I've said it before, and I'm not going to harp on it too much more, I feel like they need to be done with anybody, from the senior advisors to the senior advisors, as far as Ed Stefanowski, Aaron Tellerman, the front office, the coaches, that everybody need to go. And I feel like, I feel like that guy Tom Gores need to go holler at Jerry West, or throw a stupid amount of bag at Sam Presti in Oklahoma City, which that won't happen. Or try to get the next best guy next to him, or go to Jerry West and sit there and try to and try to get him to help him rebuild this thing. Since he took over, it's been atrocious. But some things that's always been atrocious, even before he took over, was the lack of ability for these guys to develop talent. It's been like that for years. They have not been able to develop talent for years. Even the talent they have developed, you know what I'm saying, it's developed elsewhere. Spencer Dinwiddie, Aaron Aflalo, Chris Middleton. You know what I'm saying? They have done a terrible job. So how many, if we took Devin Booker, maybe we would have messed Devin Booker up. We took Giannis, maybe we wouldn't have developed Giannis Antetokounmpo. So that's something they need to get down to the get down with and see, you know, what's going on with that. But hey, that's all I pretty much got, man. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist for more videos like this. Peace.